104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
From the Jamborees to the Superdome, your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here.
Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and Cade Voisin.
Good evening and welcome to the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Cade Voisin, Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and our cast of thousands bringing you scores from all the classifications tonight. 5A down to 1A, divisions 1 through 4. We'll look at all the brackets in a full scoreboard coming up in about 10 minutes from right now. Good bit of games still underway as games were delayed at the start from some of the rainy weather we had tonight. A sloppy one down there with East St. John and Woodlawn tied up at 22 into halftime. Something I want to mention.
Overtime.
Overtime, my apologies. And I believe Woodlawn driving at the moment. So the governor moved the state of Louisiana into a modified phase 2 earlier this week. That certainly had repercussions down the line. And on the high school football front, we went to a 25% capacity. It was very much emphasized by Mr. Bonine at the LHSA, Executive Director Eddie Bonine, that 6 feet separation must be enforced in the stands for all those in attendance. Failure to comply with this could result in a fine. They want to make sure they're getting down to business on it.
And then he came back and rescinded it and kind of made sure to use common sense. And there was he caught a lot of flack for it. And I think what people don't understand from his perspective is he doesn't want to give the governor any reason to cancel the season. And people are like, well, they've already made that clear. The government doesn't have anything to do with the LHSAA. Well, if you believe that, you're kidding yourself, because every public school in this state is run by the state. So they can do whatever they want to. Bonine has to do what he has to do to protect the interest of the kids.
His quote was, you're exactly right. Either we do it or the governor will. So it's his kind of proactive method of making sure they are taking those steps. I think like a lot of people, we probably all at some point got a little lackadaisical with what we were doing. So it's a reinforcement to make sure that we don't get, I think, I don't speak for him, but I think Mr. Bonine looks at it from the kid's perspective. What can we do to make sure, to ensure we play these playoffs, we get into the Superdome, we have championships. So that these games get played, and whatever steps he has to take, I think he's trying to make that happen.
Well, and what people have to think is, what does he have to gain by separating people 6 feet? I mean, he's got one objective in mind, and that's to do exactly what you just said. And I have to take exception when I see lawmakers writing him a letter, and the first sentence says, I'm taking time away from my family. Does he actually know what the people at the LHSA are doing? Those guys travel all over the state. They take time away from their family to make sure other people's kids can get to enjoy championships. And you as a lawmaker are going to say, I'm taking time away from my family to write a letter?
Which he probably didn't even write.
Which he probably didn't. But you've got to, take time to research the people you're writing and understand what their job is before you start doing something silly like that, in my opinion.
So that went into effect tonight, 25% capacity at stadiums. And look, I personally, probably an interesting week for that to happen, because quite frankly, based on the weather, you probably had a lot of people that wouldn't have made the trip depending on the situation, because it's been steady since earlier this afternoon. So we'll see as the postseason continues. And I think the ultimate goal is to get these games played, to have these young men the opportunity to finish out their seasons in the right way.
Believe it or not, this is not a big crowd night anyway. Even though people are off, you usually have an LSU game, or a lot of times you do. You have Black Friday shopping. You have people that's out of town for Thanksgiving. Hunting season opened last week. A lot of people go to their hunting camps. It's just not a big, well-attended crowd. But so I think that, and plus the weather tonight helped. But next week you'll start seeing those crowds start to grow. But just stay away, wear your mask if you got to. There's so many different ways to stream now also.
As we'll get into a full scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Shut up and let them play.
He called East St. John and Woodlawn is 4th and goal for Woodlawn from the 1 to go ahead.
The line of scrimmage has just been the sloppiest of places all night.
He got him.
Touchdown Woodlawn. John Air, Thibodeau, wouldn't touch on it.
You kick it or go for 2. You got to kick it here. I mean, you got to go for 2 because I don't think their kicker can get anything off.
I think he's made a couple tonight, and he's made a field goal tonight for sure.
Wow.
Yes, and an extra point.
Actually, the least muddiest are usually on the ends of the field, right?
Yes.
So
we're going back to John Air. John Air, Thibodeau led John Air, which was a 31 and a 2 seed. John Air came back. The lights went out at halftime in New Orleans. They had to move stadiums to Joe Yenny. John Air scores with 50.3 seconds left to get the win over the number 31 seed. So John Air, number 2, advances. This game here depends if Woodlawn holds on, then 5A will be exactly like it was expected. No upsets at all in 5A.
Which is opposite from last year. Last year it was pretty hectic in that first round.
Looking at the show tonight, a couple of guests already on tap. In about 10 minutes or so from right now, a coach that we've hadn't had a chance to speak with. I don't know ever on the show, but his team has been quite impressive this year and picked up a round 1 win in the postseason over Rayville. So General Trask head coach Torino Wells will join us. They get the win, like I said, over Rayville, a shutout. So we look forward to talking with him. And at the bottom of the hour tonight, in this hour, Dutchtown offensive coordinator Kerrigan McCready, Dutchtown to win over Terrebonne, going up against Mason Smith in a defensive line. We'll see what they were able to do to get that accomplished.
Dylan Sampson show. Todd went to the first half, I believe.
Yep.
And it was a Dylan Sampson show. And defense, so also because 2 turnovers in the red zone and then big plays by Dylan Sampson right afterwards.
Todd, almost back-to-back, exactly.
Right, and 1 over 80 and 1 over 70 yards. 2-point conversion for Woodlawn fails.
So, I'm real excited about having Coach Wells on because anybody who's followed General Trask knows the struggles previous Lake Providence that they've had. And I couldn't be more excited, more happy for a guy to be able to experience a playoff win and move forward, and probably the same for that community. It's really what high school football is all about.
They were a round 2 team last year, come to find out, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
They're what?
I think they were a round 2 playoff team last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Coach, for our audience down here in the South Louisiana, New Orleans area, maybe not as familiar with General Trask. Certainly, you have a bigger knowledge of North Louisiana football. What are they competing with as far as schools and in that area when you consider what they've tried to work with, what they're struggled with?
So I think when you look at Lake Providence, it's about a 9-iron to Arkansas. There's not really much up there. I think there might be a Mississippi
closest
school.
Private school would be what? Monroe area?
Where's Briar? Is it up there in Bastrop somewhere, isn't it? Briar.
Are they still open?
Briarfield or Briarwood or something like that.
They're still open.
But
I guess you
very
have
much kind of by
Washington,
themselves.
Christian, St. Frederick.
Yep.
One of the schools like that, I guess.
So I mean, there's really nobody near him. I mean, he's kind of up there all alone.
Gotcha. Well, it's kind of the fun of a small town team making their way into the postseason.
East St. John just ties it up, 28-28 in overtime.
That thing is continuing to go on. An interesting game, and you're right. Yeah, the better part of the field is where they are now, between I guess the 40s or so. It's not much to look at.
It is.
And we saw them trying to get a snap off was quite difficult. So,
how'd Neville do tonight? I hadn't heard anybody say there.
Neville blew him out. We're fixing to go through all the scores, but
it's going to take him a while. Might as well get him on in here and let him get started, huh?
Let's take a break. When we get back, we'll go through the non-select side and then the select side, and we'll get caught up with head coach of General Trask, Coach Torino Wells. That's all coming up here on this playoff round 1 edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance. over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
T-Bob Abear here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge. Innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Class 5A Playoff Bracket, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
4-7. 16 seed East Ascension 28-17. Captain Shreve 14. 9 seed Lafayette 43-24. East Jefferson 6. 8 seed Mandeville 41. 25 seed West Jefferson 0. 5 seed Destrehan 35. 28 seed Ouachita 14. 12 seed Dutchtown 29. 21 seed Terrebonne 0. 13 seed Ruston 42. 20 seed Hanville 17. 4 seed Ponchatoula 24. 29 seed Sanoma 14. Zachary, the 3 seed, defeats 30 seed Airline 41-7. 14 seed New Iberia 53. 19 seed Southside 13. 11 seed Houghton defeats 22 seed Live Oak 31-3. 6 seed Alexandria over 27 seed Slidell 35-0.
Class 4A playoff bracket, pumped by peak performance.
Karen Crow with a win over Woodlawn Shreveport. DeRitter shuts out Lakeshore 27-0. Huntington over Livonia 42-7. Plaquemine 48, Bel Air 0. Leesville point better than Northwood Shreveport 28-27. Mendon 28, John Kennedy 6. Westgate over Assumption 42-8. Neville shuts out Peabody 49-0. Tioga shuts out Rain 42-0. North DeSoto 22, Salmon 6. Landry Walker 21, Cecilia 14. Warren Easton and Bro Bridge will play tomorrow night at 7. Bell Chase 35, George Washington Carver 14. Eunice shuts out Bastrop 36-0. Estruma 47, Pearl River 31. And Edna Carr and Ellender Saturday at 2.
Class 3A playoff bracket, strengthened by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Jennings and Erath Saturday at 5. Lutcher defeats Grant 54-13. Madison Prep a 46-8 winner over Bogalusa. Donaldsonville 46, Laranger 0. St. James a 29-0 winner over Abbeville. Sterlington 59, West Feliciana 27. Bruley defeats Carroll 10-8. Church Point over Mansfield 18-6. Lake Charles Prep defeats Caldwell Parish. South Beauregard and Iowa play Saturday at 1. Gina and Kenner Discovery Saturday at 4:30. Joel Sumner defeats Iota 9-6. Green Oaks defeats Marksville. St. Martinville 30, Kaplan 22. McDonough 35, Booker T. Washington Saturday at 2. And Union Parish 47, North Webster 16.
Class 2A playoff bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Manny defeats Varnado. South Plaquemine defeats Franklin 46-43. A-Meat shuts out Capital 54-0. Red River defeats Lakeview 41-6. North Caddo field goal better than Welsh 6-3. General Trash shuts out Rayville 42-0. Bunkie 22, Pickering 6. St. Helena 28, Vidalia 16. Lauraville 50, Jeanerette 0. Rose Pine defeats Northeast 50-28. Avoyles over Oakdale 42-6. Kinder shuts out Delcom 55-0. Faraday over East Feliciana. Fort Allen defeats Pine 55-8. Kentwood over Jonesboro Hodge 27-18. And Mangum 55, Madison 18.
Class 1A playoff bracket, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Oak Grove received a bye tonight. East Beauregard 38, Montgomery 10. West St. John blanks North Central 43-0. Logansport also receives a bye tonight. Homer with a bye tonight. Block defeats Maryville 50-6. LaSalle 32. Delta Charter 6. White Castle receives a bye. Grand Lake receives a bye. Delhi over Acadia 14-12. Centerville beats Tensai. And Oberlin receives a bye. Basil 40. Magnolia 0. Slaughter 14. Northwood Lena 8.
The Select Division I playoff bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Jesuit and St. Paul Sunday at 2. St. Aug 47, Holy Cross 14. John Curtis defeats Shaw.
The Select Division II playoff bracket, strengthened by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Curling's Catholic 57, Thomas Jefferson 14, Edie White 28, Loyola Prep 10, Archbishop Hannon 21, St. Michael 6, University Lab 55, Evangel 12, Vanderbilt Catholic defeats Haynes Academy, Parkview 34, St. Louis Catholic 10.
The Select Division III Playoff Bracket, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic New Iberia 13, Holy Savior Menard 6, Ascension Episcopal over North Lake Christian, and Dunham shuts out St. Thomas Aquinas 20-0.
The Select Division IV Playoff Bracket, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Calvary over St. Martin's 45-7, Catholic Point Capee 42, Sacred Heart 6, Southern Lab 34-14 winner over Opelousas Catholic, and Ascension Catholic Cedar Creek play Saturday at 4. Washita Christian over Hamilton Christian. Country Day defeats St. Mary 24-10. Riverside 38, St. Edmunds 19, and Vermilion Catholic 24, St. Frederick 14.
Thanks so much to Skip and everyone behind the scenes making tonight's show possible. We go ahead and jump on the GMFS Mortgage hotlines and join a victorious head coach for the first time on this program, but very glad to have him. Coach Torino Wells, head coach over at General Trask. They get the 42-0 win over Rayville tonight. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on that win. Congratulations on a heck of a season so far.
And thank you guys so much for having us on your radio station. Been hearing so much about you guys, man.
I hope it's all good because it's probably not.
No, I promise it's all good. Anytime you guys call, it's a good thing.
Well, Coach, man, is this your 5th year at General Trask?
Well, actually, my 6th year. I've been there for 6 years.
Man, you've got to be one excited coach with a bunch of excited players and an excited community. Tell us a little bit how tonight went, and then tell us just your journey is just amazing, man. We couldn't be more proud of you.
Well, one of the things, like you say, with the community, the community support is tremendous, man. Everybody loves a winner, but even when we wasn't winning, our community supported the program. Just kept coming out. They volunteered to feed the kids, come out and see them off when we go for football games. And tonight, even with the weather being bad, we had a pretty good crowd there tonight cheering us on. And the kids fed off the momentum of the crowd starting off. We jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Guys got kind of relaxed. And we came out in the second half, played some pretty good football, and was able to pull away from Raven.
Coach, I get the feeling there wasn't, I don't know, there probably wasn't a certain amount of weather that kept those fans from going to this game tonight the way they've been pretty excited.
Yes, sir. It kind of kept a few of them away, but they were still there in full force. Man, this community in East Carroll Parish is tremendous. Briarfield Academy won the state championship last year, and some of their fans came over to watch us tonight. Like I said, the overall community support is great around here right now.
Coach, was your game moved to Oak Grove tonight?
Yes, yeah. We moved over to Oak Grove. We had an electrical problem with the breaker with our lights to the stadium. So I'm so appreciative of the West Carroll School Board, the superintendent, Mr. Warner, the principal at Oak Grove High School, and Coach Gregory. Those guys opened up the doors and allowed us to go over there and play the game tonight. Without them, we'd have been in a bind, but they helped us out and bailed us out in a big situation tonight. We really appreciate them.
Coach, one question everybody wants to know. Where is General Trask? A lot of people want to know that.
Yeah, it's Lake Providence. It's Lake Providence, Louisiana. It used to be Lake Providence Senior High School. The name was changed a couple of years ago in honor of a principal who did some great things in the community and with the school system. So the school board decided several years ago to name the school after him. So it's the old Lake Providence Senior High School.
Coach, don't let Jimmy fool you. He's trying to find another fishing spot. Right. I promise you up there. You got a fishing spot for him?
Lake Providence is one of the prettiest lakes in the state. That's for sure.
All around Lake Providence, man. You go all the way down 65. They got them fishing spots.
That's right.
Well, Coach, tell us a little bit about your team, man.
Your offense comes into the night averaging 40.6 a game and has been playing really well. Tell us about some of those key players.
Man, my offensive coordinator is doing a great job with the guys. My quarterback, Wyatt Williams, is doing a great job. We have two big running backs in DeMontrell Quinn and Watavian Jones that are running the ball exceptional this year. And we got a little scat back and a kid named Markel Norris. He's doing a great job of running. And our offensive line is doing a tremendous job of blocking and the guys just clicking all cylinders right now.
And we've got to talk about your defense because obviously people see I'm an offensive guy, Jimmy's an offensive guy, but we understand defense wins championships. Talk a little bit about them.
Well, the defense really stepped up big time. We lost one of our key players, a guy named Warren Walker. He's our middle linebacker. He's out for the year with a torn ACL. We have guys that stepped up: Fred Mackey, Roscoe Jones, a guy named Zach Howard and Glover. Those guys have stepped up in the linebacker core, and they just swarm to the football and playing pretty good football right now for us.
So, Coach, would you say if you had to point to one thing of your success, we always talk about this. A lot of new guys will go there, even though this is your 6th year. It's a process to get kids out of the hall to start playing football. Was that a part of your success as well?
That was when we first got here, but we had finished the season with 17 players. So one of my other coaches, he's gone now, Chris Jackson. We got to get every guy in this hallway on the football field. And we've been able to increase our team to like 45 ball players right now. And numbers make a difference in football.
Absolutely. And it's funny. It's the guys that have that gift, Coach. I mean, Jimmy, we talk about it. You go in the halls and you can relate to those kids and you get them out there playing football. And then you start getting some W's. Man, oh, man, you've got a good recipe for –
it's kind of like East Iberville. East Iberville was down on numbers, general track. There's players walking that hallway that can help. And the things that they're going to learn by going out there, working their butts off, competing, going through the battles, the friendships that are created, especially in a small town like this. It's really a unique and a special bond that they'll have the rest of their life.
And I'm going to ask you this because I think you're on the road next week.
Yes.
You have been – did you have to go to Mangum and to Faraday this year?
Yes, we had to go to Mangum and also to Faraday.
Those are two tough places to play, and your kids have gained that experience. It's got to help you moving into round 2.
Yeah, it does. Matter of fact, within the Mangum game, we went at halftime with Mangum down 35-32. If we could have got a couple stops in the first half, I think the game could have been a little different. They managed to score 20 points in the second half on us, though. But Fairey's explosive. Those are pretty good ball clubs. If we just come in and play some solid football and don't hurt ourselves, I think we'll be pretty good.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time tonight, man. Congratulations on the win. Best luck next week with North Caddo, and we'll be following you as well.
Hey, thank you guys so much for reaching out to us. Keep on doing a great job.
Well, thank you so much. Good luck to you.
Another coach that you can hear the passion in. He's really excited. I was wrong. I said earlier they had went to round 2. They had lost in round 1 last year, but they were an 18 seed. They moved up this year up to the number 12 and get a win. And look, that's a tough district up there with Faraday and Mangum. Faraday's undefeated, was undefeated last year, won the state championship. Mangum comes in as a number 2 seed. And so they've played some pretty good ball teams up there.
Mangum is one of the most underrated programs. From year to year to year to year, they've bounced from 1A to 2A. They consistently win. They've been in the Dome several times, but Mangum's got one stoplight, and we're about to get the audience from East St. John and Woodlawn if you want to.
Yeah, we can give an update. East St. John wins in double overtime. They score. Kick the extra point in the second one, made it 35-28. Woodlawn fumbles the snap in the shotgun, and East St. John recovered it, and that was the ball game. So East St. John will advance to play John Ehret at East St. John because East St. John traveled this week.
I spent just a minute looking at the map of where Lake Providence was. I don't know if you can get too much further towards the state line before you get to Mississippi right there, and then Oak Grove, kind of a neighboring town. But interesting when those small town schools have a good Friday night in advance.
Look, I can tell you when you go to high school football games in the small towns like that, they're really, really unique. I mean, single A, double A, they don't get enough credit. Like when you go out to the old Northeast High School before they moved to where they are with nothing but pine trees lining it. I mean, places like that are very, very unique. It's just it's a different vibe. And the whole community's there. They shut down. The whole community is there on a Friday night.
I want to share this real quick before we go to break. Coming out of Hannon, I want to talk a little bit about one of their running backs too, because Jimmy, this is a pet peeve of yours and ours, is when oh, he's just an inch too small. They got a running back over there that's outstanding. We'll talk about, but there was a player played baseball. I believe is Andrew Gallagher. His father's Marty. I don't know if Marty wrote this or not. If it's well written, it's not Marty that wrote it. But he played baseball for 12 years, but decided to give it up. Put on a football helmet for the first time this past August. Worked alongside his friends on the football team and finally got a shot on senior night. He recovered a fumble on his second play. He got carried off by his teammates on their shoulders to the victory bell to where he could ring the victory bell. He's never played before. Andrew Gallagher, he had never played. Wow. This was his first time, I believe, the way I'm getting this through a friend of ours, the show, Steve Davis. He got in with 3 minutes left on the second play. He recovered a fumble. Sidelines goes nuts. Senior
like
buddies
a Rudy moment, huh?
That's exactly what he wrote down here.
For Dunham?
This was actually for Archbishop Hannon tonight, I believe.
Okay.
But, there again, high school football. That's what it's all about.
It's those stories you can tell down the road.
And I know we're getting behind on time, and I know who you're talking about with the Hannon running back. But big win for Dunham tonight.
Yes.
20-0 on the road to St. Thomas Aquinas. And for Coach Wine and them with the injuries they've been through, that's a huge win. Shutout for Coach Linedecker on the defensive side. Big win for Dunham.
Banged up Dunham team, man.
Yes,
they're
absolutely.
well coached. Good job for them. Congratulations.
Yeah. A big win for Dutchtown over Terrebonne and their offensive coordinator, Kerrigan McCready, will join us when we get back here on this playoff round 1 edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance. Over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4Kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
If I built a van, It would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I build a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. A full scoreboard coming your way in just a bit. We'll do a check-in on the non-select side, classes 5A down to 1A, but let's go ahead and touch base with another victorious coach. Coming to us from Dutchtown High School offensive coordinator Kerrigan McCready joins us here. Dutchtown with the win over Terrebonne tonight. And the story, the headline going into the game was Dylan Sampson going up against that defensive line of Terrebonne. And, Coach, I'm hearing it was the Dylan Sampson show.
Yeah, Coach, he had a tremendous first half. I'm talking to a couple of our coaches. They said they think he might have broke the school record for first half yardage. I think he had 8 carries for 224 yards or something like that. So he had a really good first half of football.
Coach, did you ever throw the ball?
We threw it a couple times in the second half.
Come on, man. I was hoping to say you wouldn't be able to do it, so you ran it 100% of the time.
You know, I looking back on it, I kind of wish I would have kept it on the ground this time. But
you can't second
you got to
guess
keep
yourself.
people honest, right, Coach?
Absolutely. You know, it's funny because right there when it's 13-0, I looked at Coach Brown. I think in that. Is Coach Brown in the end zone, right?
Coach Brown, our assistant principal.
Yeah. And I said, man, we got to find a safe way to be able to back them out. And 2 seconds later, Coach goes to Wildcat, and a lot of motion, but it's basically a counter trade. Dylan goes 76 yards. So there was a lot of creativity done on your part to put those kids in a position to be successful. You're an O-line guy, man. You got to give a lot of credit to those guys up front.
There's no doubt, Coach. Our O-line has been playing extremely well all year. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize is we played tonight with one senior on the offensive line. And that defensive line of Terrebonne is extremely talented. Obviously, the one of their kids is ranked by some recruiting services as the #1 recruit in the nation. And I'm just so proud of our guys doing a great job up front tonight of setting the tone of the game and really establishing the line of scrimmage all night long.
Coach Jimmy Roy here, and congratulations on the win. When you're playing a guy like Mason Smith, being an O-line guy like yourself, did you do anything special for him, or you just said, hey, we just got to line up and do the best we can against him?
You know, Coach, we think we did a good job this week of kind of scheming our counters and stuff to try to take him out of that as much as possible. But, you know, we have a lot of confidence in our offensive linemen. You know, Reed Davis, our right tackle, is the third-year starter for us. You know, felt really confident if they lined him up on his side that we were going to be able to control the line of scrimmage. And we made a few adjustments, Coach, but to answer your question, we've got a lot of confidence in our guys. And we, instead of making so many adjustments, we really challenged those guys all week in practice, and I think they stepped up to the plate tonight.
Would you say this was your first 48-minute game your team played this year? Full 48, I should say.
You know, Woodlawn was a game where it came down to the end, and credit to those guys at Woodlawn. They came out on top that night. So I would say that between this game and Woodlawn, were two of our games that we played 48 minutes of football, hard football, and you know, we just did a better job tonight of putting it all together throughout this entire 48 minutes.
Your defense gets 2 big turnovers in the red zone. They've played well all year, only allowing 15.8 points a game. talk about your defensive effort tonight in a shutout. Because,
Man.
let's be honest, Terrebonne has a electric running back in Jalen Lucas also. Yep. The kid can play.
Well,
there's no doubt.
Coach Mack, I don't mean to step on y'all's toes real quick, but Jimmy brought up beforehand how those turnovers came at a crucial time for that defense, and then the offense turned around and put them into points.
No doubt. Look, our defense coordinator, Coach Chris Harrell, did a tremendous job all week with scheming those guys and knowing how electric number 12 is and how we had to bottle those guys up. And then Jared Dupar with a couple of really big turnovers in the red zone. And then our linebacking core with Chris Washington and London Graves is doing a really good job of bottling those guys up. And the secondary, C.J. Agu, doing a great job of shutting them down on the back end, man. It was just a tremendous effort from those guys, had a tremendous week of preparation coming into this game, and couldn't be prouder of them.
And before we let you go here real quick, offensively, you have to take your hat off to A.K. Burrell. You also Pearson Pyron, also, Coach, you're going to have number 7, I forget his name. Because
Langlois.
Thank you. Those guys are all a lot of that eye candy that go on in the background that allow Dylan to break loose, but it's a lot of unselfish play too.
Well, let me correct you now. I'm going to just tell you, Baylor Langlois, number 7, is a lot more than eye candy. That dude there is one of the – I would put him up against any running back in the state except for 21. Those two guys are 1A and 1B in our mind. And, obviously Dylan Sampson is extremely special. And, I think he's averaging 12 or 13 yards a touch this season. But I think Baylor's averaging 11 or 12 as well. And so – that dude complimenting Dylan, working with Dylan is something fun to watch. But you're exactly right. Having a quarterback in the backfield like Pearson that is also a threat with his legs, being able to bring AK in and him being explosive with the football anytime he touches it definitely gives us a spark as an offensive unit that has to keep defenses on their toes.
Coach, congratulations on winning. And, look, I know you're probably waiting on this score if you haven't heard, but Westside won tonight. 45-38 in overtime. I know you can appreciate that score.
Look, I know Westside won. The reason I know Westside won is because Coach Josh had a battery in his headset tonight, and he let me know in the third quarter that Westside was up.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, I'm not
my
kidding.
goodness.
I had to take it from him. It was a wild night.
Awesome. Well, Coach, congratulations on the win, and we'll let you go enjoy this one.
All right, thank y'all for having me, guys. Thank y'all for everything y'all do for high school sports.
Absolutely.
And look, Dusttown's been through some issues. They've been fighting COVID issues.
They certainly have, and the ups and downs. You got to find some kind of balance. We talked about this. It's a tough loss for Woodlawn. They've had their share. Dutchtown's had their share as well, and the competition continues to get tougher next week with Destiny.
And look, Coach Mistretta had his own issues with contact tracing, and so he appreciates guys like Coach McCready and Coach Harrell and the rest of his staff stepping up for him when he's not there, and they really were responsible for helping Coach Mistretta getting this playoff win tonight.
And this is a credit to Coach Mistretta, and Todd and I both coached with him for a long time, but one thing that Coach Mistretta does when he hires you, he lets you coach.
Yeah, he does.
He expects you to do your job. You can go to him and ask him for guidance or what he recommends or whatever, but he wants you to go coach. So, and he makes the final decisions on the sideline. But as far as the game part itself, those coaches are ready because they do it every week, and that's a credit to Coach Guy Mistretta.
Look, and eye candy is not always. If somebody referred to me as eye candy,
they'd be lying.
They did back in the day. They don't do that anymore.
I think the eye candy here is Ryan and Paul and Skip, right? Is that what it is?
But it's a compliment. It's where I'm trying to go with it. I wasn't trying to make it out to be negative. Right. Those are my guys, and you got to always give them a shout out when we have the opportunity to.
Only a couple days more of November. All right, we'll take a timeout. We get more scores your way here on the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance. Over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
You may not know about the 4 Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4 kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4 Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4 Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Class 5A Playoff Bracket, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Acadiana defeats Covington 44-7. East Ascension 28, Captain Tree 14, Lafayette 43, East Jefferson 6, Mandeville 41, West Jefferson 0. Destrehan over Ouachita 35-14. Dutchtown shuts out Terrebonne 29-0. Ruston over Hahnville 42-17. Ponchatoula 24, Sandoval 14. Zachary over Airline 41-7. New Iberia 53, Southside 13. Houghton 31, Live Oak 3. Alexandria 35, Slidell 0. Central of Baton Rouge 41, Pineville 8. West Monroe 44, Chalmette 26. East St. John in double overtime 35, Woodlawn of Baton Rouge 28. And John Ehret 21, Thibodaux 14.
Class 4A playoff bracket, pumped by Peak Performance.
Woodlawn Shreveport. DeRitter shuts out Lakeshore 27-0. Huntington over Livonia 42-7. Plaquemine shuts out Bel Air 48-0. Leesville, point better than Northwood Shreveport 28-27. Minden over John Kennedy 28-6. Westgate over Assumption 42-8. Neville shuts out Peabody 49-0. Tioga blanks Rain 42-0. North DeSoto 22, Salmon 6. Landry Walker 21, Cecilia 14. Bell Chase 35, George Washington Carver 14. Eunice blanks Bastrop 36-0. Stroma with a 47-31 winner over Pearl River.
Class 3A playoff bracket, strengthened by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Lutcher 54, Grant 13, Madison Prep 46, Bogalusa 8, Donaldsonville shuts out Laranger 46-0, St. James over Abbeville 43-10, Sterlington 59, West Feliciano 27, Bruley over Carroll 10-8, Church Point 18, Mansfield 6, Lake Charles College Prep defeats Caldwell Parish. Jewel Sumner, field goal better than Iota, 9-6. Green Oaks over Marksville. St. Martinville 30, Kaplan 22. And Union Parish 47, North Webster 16.
Class 2A playoff bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Manny over Varnado. South Plaquemine 46, Franklin 43. Amite shuts out Capital 54-0. Red River a 41-6 winner over Lakeview. North Caddo over Welch 6-3. General Trask shuts out Rayville 42-0. Bunkie 22, Pickering 6. St. Helena 28, Vidalia 16. Lauraville blanks Jeanerette 50-0. Rose Pine 50, Northeast 28. Avoyelles shuts out Oakdale 42-6. Kinder shuts out Delcom 55-0. Faraday over East Feliciana. Port Allen defeats Pine 55-8. Kentwood 27-18 winner over Jonesboro Hodge. And Mangum 55, Madison 18.
Class 1A playoff bracket, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
East Beauregard defeats Montgomery 38-10. West St. John shuts out North Central 43-0. Block over Maryville 50-6. LaSalle's a 32-6 winner over Delta Charter. Acadia loses to Delhi 14-12. Centerville beats Tensai. Basile 40, Magnolia 0. Slaughter 14, Northwood Lena 8.
The Select Division I playoff bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting.
St. Aug 47, Holy Cross 14. John Curtis over Shaw.
The Select Division II playoff bracket, strengthened by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Turlings Catholic 57, Thomas Jefferson 14. Edie White 28-10 winner over Loyola Prep. Archbishop Hannon over St. Michael 21-6. University Lab 55, Evangel 12. Vanderbilt Catholic over Haynes Academy. Parkview is a 34-10 winner over St. Louis Catholic.
The Select Division III playoff bracket, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic New Iberia 13, Menard 6. Ascension Episcopal over North Lake Christian. Dunham shuts out St. Thomas Aquinas 20-0.
The Select Division IV playoff bracket, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Calvary defeats St. Martin's 45-7. Catholic Point Capee 42, Sacred Heart 6. Southern Lab over Opelousas Catholic 34-14. Ouachita Christian over Hamilton Christian. Country Day 24, St. Mary's 10. Riverside over St. Edmunds 38-19. And Vermilion Catholic 24, St. Frederick 14.
Thanks so much to Skip and Will and Dustin and everyone behind the scenes, Ryan and Paul as well, making tonight's show possible.
And Go Preps.
GoPreps.com, getting us hooked up again with those helmets.
Man, how sharp.
You see.
Hunter is the only person that does them. If you see him on another website, they've been heisted because Hunter is the only one that does a great job with them.
His website is working fantastic tonight, so good to see everything's good during a very busy time. Hunter Bauer, I was very appreciative of his time being in studio last week, breaking down the power rankings as you saw them filled out over the weekend. So a timeout we'll take, and then we'll be right back to finish out hour 2 of this round 1 playoff edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Toyotathon is happening now at Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Get a 20 Highlander for $4,600 off of MSRP.
So come on down to Happy Town for Toyotathon. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Happy Town, USA.
The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, presented by Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. From the Jamborees to the Superdome, your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here. Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and Cade Voisin.
1 hour in the books and 1 hour left to go here in this round one edition of the Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Cade Voisin, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. Ryan Kennedy, Paul O'Neill, and Skip Cottrell helping us out behind the scenes. Will as well, and Will set it out, so that means all the scores are in, and we'll set the table for the second round. In
Charlie in Mobile, I guess we hadn't given him credit.
Yeah, my apologies.
My apologies, too, you know.
I tell you, when he's over there, he is on it.
No kidding.
He brings his A game on those.
Kind of makes you wonder what he and Will are doing, like texting girls or something over there.
Who knows?
Looking at that Snapchat or whatever that is.
They're probably
give me
eating
your
Hooters.
snap. What's your snap?
Probably eating Hooters, and Hooters of Louisiana feeds us each and every week. Of course, the location on College Drive is where we go to, but you can stop by Segan Lane or out in Denham Springs as well. And you're tired of the leftovers? Get Hooters this weekend. Look at that. Thunderstick. It actually looks a lot better than what I had set it up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome, bud.
There we go.
I'm good for something.
The smoked wings are my favorite.
The smoked wings?
Smoked wings.
They are good. I like them too.
Sliders are also
if we
very
could
good.
get the sliders.
Yeah.
So
I
I talked about in the first hour that we would quickly talk about a running back from Archbishop Hannon. His name is Jake Delmato, and they've done really a good job, the whole Hannon team, but it really helps when you have a guy that runs for about 200 yards a game. But he's 5'10", 195, runs like 4.5, squats 520, benches 280, 7 games this year, like 1,250 yards, 8 yards per carry, 12 receptions, 254 with 14 touchdowns. ACT 25, GPA 3.0, always beats Jimmy and I. So, right. But Jimmy, you know, a guy that, you know, we've talked about this before. You've got a guy that, you know, has the knowledge, the ins and outs, and the feedback you get sometimes is he's just maybe not quite tall enough or quite big enough. But, you know, you brought up an interesting point that you've talked to some coaches. Did you give his stats? Yeah, I did.
Okay, he was a second in the state, if I'm not mistaken.
He had over 200 tonight, by the way.
Right. So, I called a coach today on his behalf to try to get the word out there. Hey, this kid's looking for somewhere to go, and it was obviously wasn't a Power 5 school. It was a lower level because I think that's probably where he best fits. But he deserves to play somewhere. And they were saying because of this year's numbers, they're only going to be able to sign 16 kids because nobody lost a year of eligibility this year. And it's, you know, at a Power 5 school, you're going to have those type of kids want to move on to go play pro or whatever. But at that lower level, stay there, get your degree, start working on a master's, and that's what this program is running into. So they're going to look at his film, obviously, and I think they've made contact with him. But where it goes from there, you're going to have some high school kids that may not get that opportunity that should.
Interesting. This seems like a good family, good kid, and it's a guy that you'd want in your program, and hopefully he lands somewhere. It's Jake Delmato of Archbishop Hannon.
The coach I talked to today, the last kid that I had to beg for him to take, he ended up taking, and he became their career leader in rushing yards. So I'm going to remind him of that. Just saying.
Jimmy's word is a good word to have. All right, let's jump on the GMFS Mortgage Hotline, and we join another victorious head coach from Lutcher. Coach Dwayne Jenkins is our guest. They get the win over Grant tonight, 54-13. The tough thing about being at 17 seed is now you got to play the top seed. But enjoy the win right now and prepare for next week in the morning. Coach, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank y'all for having me, guys.
Coach, I want to start by, we had talked about your game with Coach Valdez, and I think one of the biggest things that impressed me about not just you, but other coaches is we understand you like to throw the ball, but that is not what you're doing this year because that doesn't fit what your team does. A coach that adjusts to his talent says a lot about you as a coach. You've done that. Has it been tough for you, even though we know you like to throw it around a little bit?
Guys, it makes me itch every week, I think. But tonight was another one of those nights. We threw the ball 3 times tonight. We were 1 for 3, a 26-yard touchdown. But our offensive line has been a strength of our football team all year long. We believe it's that's where our best players are. We've got a great running back in Rasan Starks, who's right underneath 1,300 yards rushing for the season. And we've got a sophomore quarterback who broke the school rushing record tonight with 12 carries for 323 yards and 5 touchdowns.
12 carries for how many?
323.
Wow. And he's a big-bodied guy also.
He is. He's about 6'2", about a little over 200 pounds. Can really run downhill and still developing as a passer. And he'll get there one day. But right now, the strength of our football team is our offensive line, and we run the football.
Okay. Are you doing a lot of zone read or power read with him? Is that what you're doing?
We run quarterback power. We run counter trade with the quarterback. We run zone read. So yeah.
So you're doing it in a gun.
We are in a gun. We're still in the spread. Still the same offense we've always run. We just emphasizing the run game more now than ever before.
And that is a version. I know it looks completely different than a veer offense, but you're still having to account for that quarterback and that dive guy on every play because he can do the same principles just in a different formation. And
yes, sir.
So, Coach, man, doing a little research on y'all. Y'all haven't won a playoff game since 16. You lost
Correct.
one on the last play and one in overtime. How important was that quick start for y'all, for your team tonight?
Well, it's something that we've talked about. We've gone on the road the last 3 years in the playoffs, and we've gone toe-to-toe with teams that were top 10 seeds. Like we went to Salmon in 2017 and lost on the last play of the game, and in 2018 went to Breaux Bridge. We stopped the 2-point conversion in overtime. You think you win the game, but get called for defensive pass interference, and they get another chance from inside the 2, and they score and win the game. And then last year, even though the score ended up a little bigger loss for us, with 4 minutes left to go in that game, it's a 1-score game, and we have the ball inside the 20 trying to take the lead. And we end up getting stopped. And on the next play, Tyrese Johnson, who's a spectacular recruit out of Booker T. Washington.
Right.
I think he's committed to Arizona right now. He takes 180 yards, and then on the next series, he intercepts a pass and runs it back 60-something yards. And the game goes from a 1-score game with 4 minutes left to them putting us away pretty good.
Coach, talk about your defense a little bit going into tonight, allowing about 23 points a game. Who have been some of your better players on that side of the ball?
Yeah, we've had some really great games defensively. We just got to do a better job. We feel like getting off on third down, getting off the field. That's kind of been one of our Achilles heels throughout the year this year. And some of those guys have stepped up. We play a lot of young kids on the defensive side of the ball this year. We lost one of our better players last week, Ty Cooper, who's our nose guard. We're waiting the results of his MRI. We're hoping he's not going to need surgery, but he's one of our go-to guys who's a junior, as well as Carter Poche, another junior that's a multiple-year starter for us on the defensive line. And then we're getting some quality play from a young guy who's got a chance to be pretty special for us one day, Kai Brown, who's a freshman, has started the last couple of games for us at linebacker and really made some nice plays and really making some progress. Then we've got a couple of seniors in the secondary, Marty Riley, who's been one of our pretty consistent guys all year long, and tonight Robert Urson, another senior for us that plays corner, had 2 interceptions.
Well, Coach, look, I was telling Todd off the air that we're going to assume Jennings wins tomorrow against the Erath, a 1-32. That would set up a Lutcher Jennings game in round 2, and I've always said don't worry about the seed number, what number's next to you. It's about matchups, and I think the Lutcher Jennings matchup is going to be a lot closer than a 1-17 people think. I think it's going to be one heck of a ball game, and I think it's winnable for Lutcher. There's no doubt.
Well, we think we've played some tough competition when you say we played St. James and we played a pretty good Edie White team, and both of those games came down to the wire. So we feel like we've been tested as a football team.
Santa Maria.
Santa Mo's a quality 5A program, and that game, even though the score wasn't close, that was a couple of plays away. They scored on the last play of the first half, and we had a chance to make that a one-score game at one point and just didn't make the plays. And we're still growing as a football team. Like I said, our offense, we have two seniors on our offensive side of the football that started for us tonight, one on the offensive line and our running back. So we're still a young, growing football team, and our theme all year long has been let's focus on the process and focus on getting better week in and week out. And if we can have another good week this week and get better this week, we'll give Jennings or Erath or whoever we play next week the best shot we can.
Well, you prefer Jennings, especially because you could have him at home, obviously. But you guys –
we'll be home either way.
Oh, you'll be home either – that's right. You sure will. Hey, y'all back through Baton Rouge yet?
No, we are in Turkey Creek.
I don't even know where that is.
That's outside of Alexandria, ain't it?
Correct. That's outside of Alexandria.
There you go.
Man, you know that must have a fishing hole up there.
It's on the way to Toledo Bend.
I figured so, something like that. Hey, Coach, man, we're proud of you. Good job, and good luck next week. Thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your trip to talk with us. We know you pull the buses over just so you could talk with us because they're really quiet behind you.
We still rolling right along. Our kids getting their rest in, getting ready for next week. Thank y'all for having me.
Congratulations, Coach. And Dwayne does it. He's one of the better quarterback coaches around. I've said that. I've gotten drills from him when I was doing them at Redemptor's, hearing him speak at clinics. He's very impressive.
Interesting side of that bracket. So we assume Jennings advances, Jennings Lutcher. Madison Prep Donaldsonville will be an interesting situation there as well. And obviously those four teams, the winner, will face each other in the quarterfinals. 3A continues to be a very interesting bracket.
Keep going down to St. James Sterlington next week in round 2 is going to be a good one. That's three good. That's going to be three really good games.
That's
right
down
there.
Here too.
That will be at St. James. Yes. Yeah, Sterlington was a 12. St. James was a 5. Both won, so St. James will host.
A team we followed quite a bit this season, also in 3A in Lake Charles College Prep. They will await the winner of South Beauregard and Iowa tomorrow. So continuing to follow and seeing what they do, considering what they've dealt with this season.
Our buddy Clarence Caesar, back in the day, son, CJ Caesar, is on Iowa's team. Does a little bit of everything for him. So Iowa's not a bad
just
team.
Committed some. Was it UL?
UL.
Yep.
Yeah, sure did.
We'll take a time out. When we return, we will start setting the scene for the regional round or the quarterfinal round, wherever it is based on your bracket. This is the playoff round 1 edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into front-to-back boat services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front-to-back boat services.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4Kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens. Make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Class 5A Playoff Bracket, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
East Ascension will travel to Acadiana. Lafayette will travel to Mandeville. Destrehan will host Dutchtown. Ponchatoula will host Ruston. New Iberia will travel to Zachary. Houghton will travel to Alexandria. West Monroe travel south to Central. And East St. John will host John Ehret.
Class 4A Playoff Bracket, pumped by Peak Performance.
Carencro will host DeRitter. Plaquemine will host Huntington. Mendon will travel to Leesville. Neville will host Westgate. Tioga will host North DeSoto. Landry Walker is awaiting the winner of Warren Easton and Breaux Bridge. Belle Chase will host Eunice. And Estruma awaiting the winner of Edna Carr and AJ Ellender.
Class 3A Playoff Bracket, strengthened by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Lutcher awaiting the winner of Jennings and Erath. Donaldsonville will host Madison Prep. St. James will host Sterlington. Church Point will travel to Bruley. Lake Charles College Prep awaiting the winner of South Beauregard and Iowa. Jewel Sumner awaiting the winner of Gina and Kenner Discovery. Green Oaks will host St. Martinville. And Union Parish awaiting the winner of McDonough 35 and Booker T. Washington.
Class 2A Playoff Bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting.
South Plaquemines will travel to Manny. Amite will travel to Red River. General Trias will travel to North Caddo. St. Helena will host Bunkie. Lauraville will host Rose Pine. Avoyelles will travel to Kinder. Faraday will host Fort Allen. And Mangum will travel to Kentwood.
Class 1A Playoff Bracket, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Top seed Oak Grove will host East Beauregard. Logansport will host West St. John. Block will travel to Homer. LaSalle will travel to White Castle. Delhi will travel to Grand Lake. Oberlin will host Centerville. Haynesville will host Basile. And East Iberville will host Slaughter College Academy.
The Select Division I playoff bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Brother Martin awaiting the winner of the Jesuit St. Paul. Catholic of Baton Rouge will host Archbishop Rummel. C.E. Bird will host St. Aug. And John Curtis will travel to Baton Rouge to play Scotlandville.
The Select Division II playoff bracket, strengthened by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Turlings will travel to De La Salle. Archbishop Hannon will host E.D. White. U-High will host Vanderbilt Catholic. And Parkview will travel to Lafayette to play St. Thomas More.
The Select Division III playoff bracket, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic New Iberia will travel to New Orleans to play Isidore Newman. Episcopal will host Lafayette Christian. Ascension Episcopal will travel to Notre Dame. And Dunham will travel to Laplace to play St. Charles.
The Select Division IV playoff bracket, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Catholic Point Capee will travel to Shreveport to play Calvary. Southern Lab awaiting the winner of Cedar Creek and Ascension Catholic. Mary Park Country Day will travel to Ouachita Christian. And Riverside will travel to Vermilion Catholic.
Thank you, Skip, and thanks to the team at Go Preps. Hunter Bauer providing the helmets you're seeing in the graphics tonight through all of our brackets.
Big week in Baton Rouge next week. You're going to have Lafayette Christian here playing Episcopal.
Vanderbilt Catholic coming to town.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
No, but yeah, you're right.
But, you're going to have West Monroe coming to town to play Central. You're going to have Rummel coming to town to play Catholic. You're going to have Lafayette Christian playing and Episcopal and John Curtis coming in. So that's going to be a big week in Baton
We need
Rouge.
to get these people at Walk-On's hydration location of the night there, Hooters. We couldn't fit them all in one place. As many teams just coming down here.
And last I checked, Alabama coming to town on Saturday. So
really,
yeah,
that's the.
They're only doing that because old coach has COVID.
Yeah,
he's out this week. I guess he'd be back next week. I don't know what the protocol is there, but interesting matchups to say the least in the Baton Rouge area. Which one has the biggest potential for an upset in your opinion?
Oh Lord, I can't grasp all. I mean, you really got Lafayette Christian coming in, who's a state champion. You got a big name in John Curtis coming in. You got a big name in West Monroe coming in.
If you're going by seeds, I think 7. John Curtis and is a 7 versus 10. I mean, no, 7 versus a 2. So if you go by numbers, John Curtis over Scotlandville would be. I think the West Monroe Central one's going to be a war. I really do. I mean, I think they're all going to be really good games.
I don't. This is interesting, and I don't think we ever never overlook West Monroe, but we kind of just not forgot about it. We haven't really talked much about them, and here they are in a spot where they certainly can succeed. It goes to show you that seeds don't necessarily mean anything. They're a 10 seed, but they could just as well be better. And we just haven't talked about them that much.
They gave up some points tonight, but going into tonight, the one thing that West Monroe has is a defense. They allow 9 point something a game. I'm trying to find those. And a big thing they got back, and this is going to sound crazy, but they got their punter back.
What's a linebacker? He's
a linebacker. I don't know if he's playing both. I think he had a surgery early in the year. He can flip the field for you, and as long as you can play defense, when you start looking at points allowed and points scored, if you start looking at the top 10 teams, especially 12, 15 maybe, in 5A, you look at all their points allowed. Their defenses are all solid. And that's going to give you a chance in any game. You may not play good offense every night, but you can play defense every night.
Well, and we're going to talk to Coach Hank Tierney here at 11:30, and hit them in Ruston. That's going to be a war.
That's going to be
I mean, there's a lot of 5A. When I looked at 5A, I looked at 4A, 3A. Man, there wasn't many upsets today, which means next week it's just going to be that much better.
Well, you can look at 5A. Acadiana East Ascension is going to be a physical game. Lafayette Mandeville. Lafayette's played well. First win for them in the playoffs since first time in the playoffs since, 2006. Destrehan Dutchtown is going to be a good one. Destrehan's defense has been lights out. Ruston Ponchatoula, like you said, that one's going to be absolutely good. New Iberia is a team that Todd is very high on. They had a big win tonight over Southside, 53-13. Them coming here to Zachary is going to be interesting. New Iberia is a wing T type of team. Houghton and Alexandria is going to be a good one.
Let me throw out that name of Houghton. That's a team that was a 2019 semifinalist, and their defense, in talking with Patrick Netherton of VSN today, is better this year. Offense was probably had the edge for their team last year. Defense is better this year, and a defense will travel. 11 seed for Houghton, is maybe a little deceiving too.
And let me say this about Houghton. They have a kid, their quarterback last year was Peyton Stovall. He opted out of playing football this year because he was one of the top recruits in the country in baseball. He ended up signing he's a shortstop. I think he's probably rated the #1 kid in the state. He ended up signing with Arkansas. And so for them to reload after losing a guy that you anticipated having back, for them to be right back where they are, Coach Brotherton's done a really good job.
Yes, he has. And that whole area up there, I think, you see the demise of Evangel, but I think there's a reason you see that, because you see a lot of other schools starting to make a lot of noise in the Shreveport area.
Let's go to break. We're going to try to get two coaches on. We're going to try to get Coach Tierney on from Ponchatoula and possibly another coach.
We look forward to those conversations with Coach Tierney, as well as our audience listening and watching us tonight on CST. This is Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours offers both with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into front-to-back boat services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front-to-back boat services.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Toyotathon is happening now at Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Get into a 20 Camry for $297 a month.
So come on down to Happy Town for Toyotathon. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Happy Town, USA.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. We'll get a full check on the scoreboard in about 10 minutes from right now. What we'll do is set the scene for the next round in just a bit. But let's go ahead and jump on the phone line, the GMFS Mortgage Hotline, and join head coach Hank Tierney from Ponchatoula. Coach, thanks so much for your time tonight here on the Scoreboard Show. We appreciate you spending a couple minutes with us.
Okay, no problem. My pleasure.
Coach, you get the win over Santa Monica. And, you know, I don't know how many people here in our Baton Rouge area have paid a lot of attention to that 6-5A district. Always pretty competitive, but I guess since maybe that Mandeville game, you guys really hit a stride and have caught a lot of people's attention if they hadn't seen you already.
Yeah, cause we played well this year. You know, we played Brother Martin season opener, and Brother Martin, I think, is a top-ranked team in the Metro New Orleans area. And we played them pretty good for 3.5 quarters, and that's the only game we lost. And we learned a lot from that game, and since then have played really well. Beat some good teams. You know, Mandeville and St. Paul's are really good teams. And I'm going to tell you, Santa Monica game was all we wanted tonight. It was a heck of a game.
Coach Tierney, you know, you with a history of Shaw, a lot of success running the veer, and then you implement that at Ponchatoula, and then you get a quarterback who comes in that's a freak of nature in TJ Finley, and then you change your scheme to a spread offense. My biggest question, I wanted this all year, have you went back to the veer offense now, or are you still in the spread?
No, we are running the option almost exclusively, but we are running it out of the shotgun.
Right.
We have a completely different type of quarterback. Our quarterback, his name is Jacoby Matthews. He's a very, very good player, but he's an athlete. In fact, he is a top-rated safety in his class, the class of 2022. But he is one of the best athletes I've ever coached. So we moved him over to quarterback once TJ left, and we pretty much got away from that spread passing game that TJ excelled in here, and we went back to the same offense I ran at Shaw and West Chef, but we're running it out of the shotgun now.
Coach, you've got to tell me, if it's 4th and inches, you still get under center?
Oh, yeah, we get under center tonight with one of our touchdowns. We do. See, these kids grew up in a shotgun, so we kind of we're doing the same exact thing we've always done. It's just in a gun. And when you get a kid like Matthews back there, sometimes being in that much space allows him to make a lot of people miss, turns bad plays into good plays. So, you know, we've had a lot of success with it, but we do get under the center. When short yardage, you need to take the lead. We walk to the center.
And you talk about coaches going back to his roots. Coach Tierney's had a ton of success down at Shaw, and here he is. He adapted, like you talked about with Coach Jenkins at Lutch earlier. He adapted to his players and TJ Finley, and now he's going right back to what he knows and what he believes in. And
Coach, tell us a little bit about your defense, because they're playing lights out too.
Yes, they are. They are. You know, the best thing about our team is that we only start 5 seniors. You know, so we think we've got a real good chance next year to be a really special team. And we're playing good with, you know, starting 17 underclassmen right now. And our defense is led by a couple of guys that are playing really good for us. Our middle linebacker, Grant Monaster, now safety Elijah Winters, got his 8th interception tonight. And just playing good, hard-nosed football. You know, we played really good down the stretch tonight when we had to. And held the high-scoring Mandeville team to like 14 points. And, you know, we were happy. You know, the game can't change. if you can run the ball and you can stop the run, you have a chance to be in every game. And that's what we've been doing. Of course, we sit here as I'm talking to you, we watching films of Ruston we play next week. So we better be able to do a little bit of both of those if we're even going to have a chance.
Coach, their running back is special, isn't he?
Oh my God, we just started watching. We had heard he was hurt. And,
he
and
was.
We had the film on, and tell you what, if the guy we just watched is the second string running back, oh my God.
Yeah, he missed several games, but he came back against Cali Kai and put up almost 200 yards in the first half. But Coach, that's going to be a classic game. Ruston will travel to Ponchatoula. So, and look, one advantage that people don't know about unless you've been there, Ponchatoula has one of the most home field advantage because behind the visitor side there's a pond, and it's full of mosquitoes, man. If you don't have a mosquito spray, oh my God, it is unbelievable.
That's worth 7 points every week. That's what we used to. The nickname of our field is a swamp.
It's going to shut the visitor team up, I can tell you.
And look, we will go through every small store in town and make sure they sell no mosquito repellent.
That's great.
Seriously though, we watching Ruston. They are really good, you know. And I know how good Catholic is. You know, I know Coach Petito well, and they did rush for a whole lot of yards against Catholic. So we better bring our Super A game next Friday night. We are home, so that's one thing we do have going for us.
Well,
Good
Coach,
luck, Coach.
I absolutely think you'll have them ready. We appreciate you spending time with us.
Oh, hey. Okay, thank y'all for including us. Appreciate it. All right.
There you go, Head Coach Hank Tierney for Ponchatoula.
That's what they said about all the time at Sandoval, right? They have all the mosquitoes back there, and now they
Sandoval is nothing compared to Ponchatoula. I've been to them both. It's the worst in the world.
And
look, the kids on the sideline are just steadily swatting them. I'm telling you, it's like a waste pond right behind the bleachers. It's unbelievable.
I think that's the first time we've had him on the show, and
it is.
He's a character.
A lot of
I'm
wins.
sure we could speak to him for a good bit of
Absolutely.
time.
From someone who made his first appearance on the show to someone that is back for the first time in a good while, but good to have him here. Head coach of Catholic of Point Capee, Coach David Simoneau, joins us. They get the win over Sacred Heart 42-6 tonight. Coach, congratulations on the win, and tell us a little bit about this football game.
Well, it was a sloppy one, you know. like the rest of them. Our kids did
You had a blowout.
Sounds like y'all need turf over there.
Man, I know. Can you start politicking for me out here? Or what?
Absolutely, I will.
No, man, kids played good in all phases. You know, we had one turnover, and you know, I thought that was good. You know, with all the ball control stuff we do and all the meshing and pitching. Just did a good job of handling the football. We were able to come up with 3 turnovers on the defensive side. Langlois had a pick 6. Our senior Mike linebacker, Spencer Lacoste, took a ball from a kid on just kind of a base dive type thing, you know, and ran it back for another 15 yards or so. And we played real well in the kicking game. Langlois had a kickoff return for a touchdown. We were surprised the ball got back there to him.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Not once, but twice, Todd. He had a punt return and a kickoff return. At some point, you can say, hey.
Didn't he end the game against them last time?
Yeah, that was that pick 6 for a touchdown. You know, we played him to a 28-22 game last time. So I was proud we were able
to say their special teams coach is looking for a job tomorrow.
I'm going to tell you what, man. Hats off to Josh Harper. That's the head coach over there at St. Carterville Platte. Those kids play so hard,
They
man.
do.
Yep. Is it difficult? We always found it when we played y'all twice, we didn't like it. Now, I mean, as a head coach, do you like playing teams twice, or you'd rather not, obviously?
Yeah, man, you know, it's tough. This time it worked out in our favor, you know, but it's different every time. You're always second guessing, you know, are they thinking this? Are you thinking this? You know, so it's a tough chess match, you know, and they had a good adjustment. They came out and they scored on the first series of the game. We were able to shut them out the rest of the night.
David, when we went and watched y'all played Riverside, and it turned into a shootout.
You can say it.
It was pretty bad defensively, and then you followed that up with East Ascension. And Todd and I talked. We talked about it last week on air. I don't know if you heard.
Hold on, East Ascension.
Ascension. I mean, Episcopal. Episcopal. I'm sorry, Episcopal. And we talked about it last week. We did not see this team being 6-2, but I think a big key was getting Aiden Vosberg back at your quarterback because you had mesh point problems. Your fullback goes out right at either before the season or the first week of the season. You had Spencer Lacoste playing fullback against the Episcopal game and never played it, but you were doing everything you could. But just the improvement of your team from those first two, or really the first 3 weeks of the season up to now, is just impressive.
Yeah, it was a lot of adversity early. Spencer is our third fullback, and he's our best, one of our best O-linemen. And so getting him back in the offensive front is huge. Then getting our signal caller back. We thought the freshman Hayden Elliott came in and did a lot of good things for a young guy, but certainly is just not somebody that's got 40 starts like our senior does. So getting him back, the offense is now starting to click on all cylinders. It was a night where we had to be very one-dimensional. Not that we're not normally, but we like the threat of play action and all that type of stuff. So but I think just finding ourselves too. We did lose a lot of seniors that played major roles on our football team for multiple years, and so we found where the pieces of the puzzle fit. We've gotten healthy, and we're playing a really good defense right now, man. So it's exciting.
You've done a heck of a job.
Absolutely, you have, and guys like you, Neil Weiner, y'all fight through those tough times, man, and your teams become so much better because of it, and that's a tribute to you and your coaching staff, man. As always, great job.
Well, thank you, man. We got a great staff. Vinny Belair on the offensive side is doing an awesome job, and Pat Green's done a great job of getting this defensive side of the ball right. So hats off to those guys, and proud of these kids for not pressing the panic button, just staying the course. It's two good football teams we lost to early in the year, and right. the shootout with Riverside, showed us that we were capable offensively, even without all our horses in the stable, and now we got in the defense playing well. We got that tough trip going up there to North Louisiana, man, but I'm excited about, going up there and having a puncher's chance, man.
Right.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time on the show, and we'll be following you close. Best of luck next week against Calvary.
All right, guys. Thanks, man.
Thanks for your time, man.
You got it. Take care.
There you go. Head coach David Simoneau from Catholic Point Key, and before that, Hank Tierney from Ponchatoula. We'll take a timeout. We'll get you caught up on what's going to happen next week in round 2. And then kind of wrap up with our final thoughts from tonight's show here on this Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4 kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business.
I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
$10,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150 XLT. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance. Over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more.
The Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Class 5A Playoff Bracket, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Top seed Acadiana will host East Ascension. Mandeville will host Lafayette. Destrehan will host Dutchtown. Ponchatoula will host Ruston. Zachary will host New Iberia. Alexandria will host Houghton. Central will host West Monroe. And East St. John will host John Ehret.
Class 4A Playoff Bracket, pumped by Peak Performance.
DeRidder will travel to the top seed Carencro. Plaquemine will host Huntington. Leesville will host Mendon. Neville will host Westgate. North DeSoto will travel to Tioga. Landry Walker awaiting the winner of Warren Easton and Breaux Bridge. Belle Chase will host Eunice. And Estruma waiting the winner of Edna Carr, AJ Ellender.
Class 3A Playoff Bracket, strengthened by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Lutcher will host the winner of Jennings and Erath. Donaldsonville will host Madison Prep. St. James will host Sterlington. Church Point will travel to Bruley. Lake Charles College Prep awaiting the winner of South Beauregard and Iowa. Jewel Sumner awaiting the winner of Gina and Kenner Discovery. Green Oaks will host St. Martinville. And Union Parish awaiting the winner of McDonald 35 and Booker T. Washington.
Class 2A Playoff Bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting.
South Plaquemines will travel to Manning. Red River will host Amite. North Caddo will host General Trask. St. Helena will host Bunkie. Rose Pine will travel to Lauraville. Boyles will travel to Kinder. Port Allen will travel to Faraday. And Mangum will travel to Kentwood.
Class 2A Playoff Bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting. Class 1A Playoff Bracket, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Oak Grove will host East Beauregard. West St. John will travel to Logansport. Block will travel to Homer. LaSalle will travel to White Castle. Delhi will travel to Grand Lake. Oberlin will host Centerville. Haynesville will host Basile. And East Iberville will host Slaughter.
The Select Division I Playoff Bracket, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Brother Martin will host the winner of Jesuit and St. Paul. Catholic of Baton Rouge will host Archbishop Rummel. St. Aug will travel to C.E. Bird. And John Curtis will travel to Baton Rouge. face Scotlandville.
The Select Division II playoff bracket, strengthened by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Turlings will travel to top seed De La Salle. Archbishop Hannon will host E.D. White. Vanderbilt Catholic will travel to U High. And Parkview will travel to Lafayette to face St. Thomas More.
The Select Division III playoff bracket, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic New Iberia will travel to Isidore Newman. Lafayette Christian will travel to Baton Rouge to play Episcopal. Ascension Episcopal will travel to Notre Dame. And Dunham will travel to St. Charles.
The Select Division IV playoff bracket, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
Catholic Point Capee will travel to Shreveport to play Calvary. Southern Lab awaiting the winner of Cedar Creek and Ascension Catholic. Ouachita Christian will host Metairie Park Country Day. And Vermilion Catholic will host Riverside.
Thanks so much to Skip and Charlie and Will, Paul O'Neill and Ryan Kennedy producing the program tonight. Cade Voisin, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy. As
100 hour, go prep.
Yeah.
And look, you never know who's listening and where they're listening from, but a good friend of mine, Jack Haynes, the Hall of Fame fisherman, I think he's still the only guy from Louisiana to win the Bassmasters Classic, got inducted into the Louisiana Hall of Fame a couple years ago. He heard us mention Toledo Bend. He is actually guiding on Toledo Bend with Living the Dream Guide Service. So if you need to go fishing, go over there. He said, y'all come on over. We might have to call Ben Love.
I was going to say, I thought he won the Bassmasters Classic.
Oh, no. You saw my pictures. I've been beat, but we might have to go over there and see Living the Dream Guide Service.
That'd be great.
Jack Haynes and go fish with him.
I wonder if he's a golfer, too. I hear they got a good golf course up there.
There's a bunch of them around there. That'd be good. That'd be a fun little trip.
Shout out to Brock Black. He's watching. He shouldn't be up this late, but he went to the Dutchtown game. He was asking if Dylan Sampson broke any records.
And he did. First half record. Sure. I'd like to see, it's going to be interesting to see his game totals. Another guy that always watches our show, that was a good friend of ours, used to come to our show, who's kind of homebound right now, is Justin the Juice Stewart.
Yep.
Juice.
I hadn't heard
come
from Juice in
every
quite a while.
Friday, every Wednesday, and watch us. And but he watches us religiously on Friday night. So Juice, take care of yourself, old buddy.
Good to hear from Juice. And look, appreciate tonight before we get out of here. Head coach Torino Wells over at General Trask. Nice conversation with him for the first time.
Yep.
Dutchtown offensive coordinator Kerrigan McCready, Luttrell head coach Dwayne Jenkins, Ponchatoula's Hank Tierney, who you just heard, and David Simoneau from Catholic Point Capee. If you missed any of those interviews, we'll get it up on demand before the end of the night at 1045ESPN.com. Just look on the tab at the top of the page for Louisiana Prep, and that on-demand section is right there.
I didn't know if we'd ever be the opportunity to be at round 2 of the football playoffs, but glad we are. Hopefully we continue, and LHSA is doing a great job as always. And you know, they don't like making all those decisions all the time, but somebody has to do it, and they have to do it in the best interest of all kids, not just one or two.
And it's still going to be a battle. I would hate to see a team that lost tonight call a team that won tonight and say, look, we had these guys with COVID and then them have to miss. That'd be the worst thing to happen. But it's very possible. 10 forfeits going into tonight.
And that's the 2-0 scores that you saw up there.
That's the 2-0 scores, right. So let's just hope everybody stays well and healthy, and we can finish this thing out. And weather tonight, we talked about it last week, it could affect the playoffs because this November you can get the rain, you can get the cold. I think
we're going to get some cold next week.
Friday is going to be a cold week. And this is why it's so important to try that the LHSAA does everything they can to play in the dome. I was part of the Redemptor's team. I was on the staff in the 2005 Hurricane Katrina year that had to go to Shreveport. And when we got to Shreveport at 5 o'clock, it was 20 degrees. Todd, I think, did you go up there with Drew?
We didn't make it. It was just too cold. Right. We decided to stay at we needed to hydrate. So.
Right. Y'all took a different bus? Is
that
one of
we
them
did.
scenarios?
It was 20 degrees
right.
up there, and that's why it's so important for the LHSAA to push to play in the dome. And
I would think there's a plus on phase 2 and kids not returning to school than doing it more at home. I would hope that has a tendency to help
You hope, but you have no control over them at
absolutely
that point
not.
also.
You sure don't.
A good problem to have next week is you got to decide your game of the week, and you got a lot of good choices.
Man, can we be in 4 different places at the same time? Jeez. That's going to be hard.
Unless you're here watching them all up there.
Well, hopefully CST will pick up one, and your view will have another one. That would take care of that right there. We could see 2 out of the 4 at least.
But it's a good problem to have some real good football here in the Baton Rouge area. And before we just give about 30 seconds a shot. Did we give a West Side score?
Yeah, they won in overtime. What was it?
Remember, they won by a touchdown. So that's what Coach McCready told us. He found out that they won
because through the headset. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good call. Thanks so much again to Hooters.
That's not a score you expect in the middle of the third quarter.
No. Thanks so much to Hooters who feed us each and every week. Remember, just pass on the leftovers and get the wings to fly. HootersofLouisiana.com. For Skip and Todd and Jimmy and Paul and Ryan and the entire crew, we'll see you next week here on Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Hey, T-Bob, sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans, so we're highlighting the fans that do it the most.
Every week, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out, 104.5ESPN.com.
It's the Citizens